Hello trucker family, this is Kevin with the trucker side. Our team is always on the trucker side. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you can see all the content that we post. We're putting this video here to show the work that we do, to show that we're not all talk, but we're also all about the work. So we're going to be showing some of the videos that we've been booking for the people that we work with. We're going to start off with Jerome. Jerome is hauling a reefer. He started off his week in Columbus, Ohio with a one pick, one drop, going to Athens, Georgia. 589 loading miles, 45 empty miles. Load paid $3,100 for an average of $5.26 per mile. 27,500 pounds of freight all kinds. Reefer was set at minus 10 to 0, and the trailer had to be pre-cooled. Then he got another load from Greensboro, Georgia to Shawano, Wisconsin. One pick, one drop. 1,040 loaded miles, 35 empty miles, paying $1,800 for an average of $173. 20,000 pounds of plastic resin. This was a dry load. Reefer unit did not need to run. Then he got another one pick, one drop from Marinette, Wisconsin to Menasha, Wisconsin. 87 loaded miles, 63 empty miles for $800 for an average of $9.20 a mile. Great job. 38,000 pounds of industrial manufacturing products. Temperature was required to be between 55 and 65 degrees. Next one, he got another one pick, one drop from Rosholt, Wisconsin to Indianapolis, Indiana. 429 loaded miles, 64 empty miles, paying $2,105 for an average of $4.91. 40,000 pounds of food products, temperature set at 45. This placed Jerome at $7,805 for the week for an average of $364. Good job Jerome, good job dispatch, keep the good work going. Next off we have Michael, also hauling a reefer trailer. Started off the week in St. John's, Michigan, one pick, one drop. From Michigan to Carthage, Missouri, 777 loaded miles, 52 empty miles. Load paid $1,800 for an average of $2.32 per mile. 40,000 pounds of food products, temperature set at 34 continuous. Next off, he picked up a load in Springfield, Missouri, heading to Birmingham, Alabama. One pick, one drop. 521 loaded miles, 57 empty miles for the amount of $2,500, averaging $4.80 a mile. 40,000 pounds of apples, temperature set at 35 degrees, and trailer had to be pre-cooled at 35. From Alabama, he got a one pick, one drop, Bessemer, Alabama to Westville, Indiana. 630 loaded miles, 15 empty miles, paying $1,300 for $2.06 a mile. 41,500 pounds of sweet tea gallon boxes. Temperature setting was 33 to 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Then he got a load from Coopersville, Michigan to Opelika, Alabama. One pick, one drop, 840 loaded miles, 130 empty miles, paying $3,700, averaging $4.40 a mile. 41,000 pounds of beverages, temperature set at 32. Trailer needed to be pre-cooled at 32 degrees. This put Michael at 9,300 gross for the week for 2,768 loaded miles and 200 empty miles, putting him at an average of $3.13 for the total miles. Great job, Michael. Great job, dispatch. Keep the good work going. Next off, we have Mark hauling a dry van. Started the week on Friday, going from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Jessup, Maryland. One pick, one drop. 1,210 loaded miles, 35 empty miles. Load paid $3,400 for an average of $2.81 per mile. 28,000 pounds of HVAC parts. Very good load. From Maryland, got another load, one pick, two drops from Pocomoke City, Maryland to Griswold, Connecticut and Taunton, Massachusetts. 456 loaded miles, 133 empty miles for an average of $4.39. 31,500 pounds of miscellaneous products. Then he picked up a load in Boston, Massachusetts, going to Great Falls, South Carolina. One pick, one drop, 883 loaded miles, 55 empty miles for $1,800, averaging $2.04 per mile, 40,000 pounds of paper product. Next off, he had another load, one pick, one drop, Monroe, North Carolina to Suffolk, Virginia. 303 loaded miles, 38 empty miles, paying $1,000, averaging out $3.30 a mile for 13,000 pounds of clean plastics. This week went Friday to Friday. Mark grossed 8,200. I wish he grossed 82,000. That would have been a very nice week. So $8,200 for 2,852 loaded miles, 226 deadhead miles, placing him at $2.66 per mile for the week. Great job, Mark. Good job, dispatch. Next off, we have James. Great guy. James started off on Wednesday out of Lincoln, Nebraska, heading to Gadsden, Alabama. One pick, one drop, 919 loaded miles, 50 empty miles, paying $3,070 for an average of $3.34 per mile, 44,000 pounds of empty cans. That's a lot of empty cans in 44,000 pounds, by the way. Next off, he got a load from Trinity, Alabama to Milburn, Oklahoma. One pick, one drop, 604 loaded miles, 83 empty miles, paying $2,000, average of $3.31 a mile, 41,000 pounds of solar panels. From Oklahoma, he got another load, one pick, one drop, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma to Omaha, Nebraska. 487 loaded miles, 124 empty miles, paying $14.50, averaging $2.98 for the total miles. 44,000 pounds of bottled water. Then he got a load from Lincoln, Nebraska, going to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. 309 loaded miles, 5 empty miles, paying $780 for the average of $2.52 per mile. This load was a load of 43,500 pounds of cardboard boxes, recycled but clean, so they didn't leave a whole lot of mess in the trailer. Wednesday to Wednesday, James grossed $7,300 for the truck, had 2,319 loaded miles, 207 deadhead miles, putting him at a total of 2,522 and 26 miles at $2.89 per total mileage. Good job, James. Good job, dispatch. Next off, we have Norman. Starting off in Jeffersonville, Indiana. One pick, one drop, going to Goodlettsville, Tennessee. 163 loaded miles, booked for $1,600, average of $9.82 per loaded miles. This was a load of 41,000 pounds of bottled water. From Tennessee, got another load in Clarksville, Tennessee, going to Aurora, Colorado. 1,106 loaded miles, 48 empty miles, paying $3,200, averaging $2.89 per total miles. 22,500 pounds of paper packaging materials. Then he picked up another load also in Aurora, in the same place. Aurora, Colorado, going to Aurora, Nebraska. We got a lot of Auroras over here. 422 loaded miles, no empty miles since he picked up in the same spot, paying $800, putting him at $1.90 out of Colorado. Very good job, very good load. This was a load of 40,000 pounds of pet food in bags. After Aurora, Colorado, he picked up after Aurora, Nebraska, picked up in Kearney, Nebraska, going to Brookings, South Dakota. 290 loaded miles, 66 empty miles, paying $1,400, putting him at $483 per total miles on this load. 41,000 pounds of agricultural goods. This was a week, it was less than a week, it was only 5 days, Friday to Wednesday, grossed 7,000 total for 1,980 loaded miles, 114 deadhead miles, making it 2,094 total miles at the average of 334 per mile. Excellent work for 5 days on the road. Great job, Norm. Great job, dispatch. Next we have Janetta, starting off in Virginia with a load going from Elkton, Virginia to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. One pick, one drop, 1,280 loading miles, paying $2,200 for the average of 172 per mile. Not a bad rate to get back from the East Coast, definitely. 45,000 pounds of beer. It's what happens on the East Coast, it's how it goes. Then she got a load from Redwood Falls, Minnesota to Greencastle, PA. 1,105 loading miles, 121 empty miles, paying $4,000 for the average of $3.62 for the total miles. 43,000 pounds of seeds. After that, she got a load from Winchester, Virginia to McClenny, Florida. One pick, one drop, 760 loaded miles, 50 empty miles, paying $2,300, averaging $3.03 per mile. 46,000 pounds of food product. This was a week Thursday to Thursday. Gross amount was $8,500 for 3,145 loaded miles, 171 deadhead miles, putting Janetta at 3,316 total miles at $2.56 per mile. Very hard work, very good revenue, very good job, Janetta dispatch. Keep up the good work. Next off we have Mike. Great job, Mike, on this week. This is really special. This was a load with one pick and 13 drops. I'll be honest, I don't know if I can read all 13 drops, but he did pick up in Port Orchard, Washington. We're gonna list the other stops here so you can read them if you want to take a look at each and every one of them separately. This load had 3,300 loaded miles and paid $10,000, averaging $3.03 per mile. Again, one pickup, 13 drops, 40,000 pounds of nursery. Reefer was set at 36 degrees continuous. To ensure that the delivery was completed as quickly as possible, the receiver left the keys in a designated location, allowing our driver to unload the goods himself upon the arrival at any time, 24/7. Thank you so much for that. That was very nice. This load took 1 week, Tuesday to Tuesday, grossing $10,000 for the week for 3,300 loaded miles at $3.03 per mile. Fantastic job, Mike. Great job, dispatch. Keep up the good work. Then we have Tariq hauling a dry van. Started off in Theodore, Alabama. One pick, one drop, going to Great Falls, Montana. 2,086 loaded miles, paying $4,800, averaging $2.30 per loaded miles. 42,500 pounds of pet food. Out of Great Falls, right down the street, picked up another load going to Charlotte, North Carolina. 2,131 loaded miles, 11 empty miles, paying $5,100, averaging $2.39 per mile on the total miles. 40,500 pounds of dry food. This was a week Friday to Friday, 9,900 gross for 4,217 loaded miles, only 11 empty miles, put them at 4,228 total miles at $2.34 on the total. Excellent work, Tariq, especially considering that there has been a 34-hour reset throughout this week and the DOT inspection, which of course he passed, he always does. Thanks for watching our video. We're gonna post more. If you have any questions about anything that we do or you need help with anything, feel free to reach out anytime. We're always on the trucker side. Our team is always on the trucker side. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet so you can get our content in a timely manner. Thanks for watching and have a good day.